Hi, I'm Vanessa Marquette here at the Office in Veteran and Military Affairs at Syracuse University. This is What's Brewin. Today with me I have Daryl and Wes to talk about the Warrior Scholar Project. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Warrior Scholar Project?
Warrior Scholar Project is an academic program designed for vets, whether they're still in the service, transitioning out, or they've been out for a long time. Age range is anywhere from 21 to 60 years old. But what it does is it helps them bridge the gap between veteran service and academia, because there's a lot of challenges that come with that. So we not only want to give them the tools to succeed in the classroom, we also want to make them better consumers of education. So it's a week-long class that goes through skills like analytic reading, writing papers, and stuff that they generally don't get in the military.
Yeah, basically we're here to kind of demystify the academia realm. We want to bring in specifically enlisted veterans who usually are first-generation college students, or they just didn't believe they could go to college when they were in high school, or they just didn't care about high school whatsoever. And we show them that they now have the capabilities to excel at universities such as Syracuse, Yale, Harvard, whatever have you. We're here to show them that they have the capabilities to do so.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit about your military service and how it feels to get involved with the Warrior Scholar Project?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps in supply and logistics. When it was time for me to transition out, I had no idea what I was going to do. I had an associate's before I got into the Marine Corps, but after 8 years, it's kind of rusty with my academic skills. So I went to my education office. They recommended Warrior Scholar Project. I'd never heard anything about it before. I ended up attending the Notre Dame class last year, and I'm currently enrolled over at Columbia now. I would say it totally boosted my confidence, and from the results I saw, I wanted to give that back to other veterans. So being a fellow has been very fulfilling this summer. So,
Yep, I did not care about high school at all. I finished 9th in my class. I graduated with 9 people, and I just wasn't a very good student. I didn't care, and so I joined the Army. Out of high school, I was infantry. I served for 5 years down in Fort Hood and 3rd CR. Deployed to Afghanistan in 2014. And throughout my military career, I learned a lot of lessons that made me grow up very quickly. And so it brought me to starting to think about academia. And towards the end of my career, I had friends who were getting out as well. And so I started talking to them, like, hey, what are you doing? One of my friends ended up at Wesleyan University, and I was like, how did you do that? So he started telling me all these programs to go to, and he specifically said, go to Warrior Scholar Project. They're going to help you do what you need to do. And so that's what led me to go to the cohort at Georgetown University. And it gave me the skills and the confidence that I needed to make it to big time schools. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I came back, and that's why I really believe in what we're doing to specifically help enlisted veterans. That's the biggest thing for me, is to give them the confidence through this program to show them, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. And they're really starting to see that they have the absolute capabilities to work at this high level, and I really enjoy being here working with this class.
Right. So why is the Warrior Scholar Project and Syracuse University a good match?
I think it's like a natural fit. I mean, Syracuse is so veteran friendly. They have a history of not necessarily catering to veterans, but understanding veterans. And I think that's probably one of the biggest aspects of college that is neglected today. So like these veterans, it can be very intimidating to go to a school and not know what to expect, especially getting out of a routine where everything's dictated to you, go into an academic setting where you don't know if you're going to cut it. Warrior Scholar comes in and helps that transition, but also schools like Syracuse do the same thing. The facilities are fantastic, and we spoke with the Vice Chancellor the other day, and he's a veteran himself. I mean, I think there's a really deep connection with veterans in Syracuse.
I think what really gets me about Syracuse is the fact that you guys are one of the few campuses that I've been to that talk about family in the same sentence as veterans. And you guys understand that we're coming in with different circumstances in life. And a lot of these veterans have responsibilities to their children, to their husbands, to their wives. And Syracuse understands that, and I really appreciate that. And it really speaks to me. I really see a lot of my friends get out and they're struggling really hard because they have families, they have people to take care of. They don't believe they can do take 4 years off to go get an education. And Syracuse will, I firmly believe, being here will do anything they can to help you, and they will do anything in their power to make it the easiest that they can. And the fact that you guys are building a $65 million building here for the National Center for Veterans, quote unquote, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but that as well, that's outstanding. And that's the kind of commitment that we as Warrior Scholar Project look for to be within schools, and that's the kind of schools and campuses that we want to be a part of. Just like Warrior Scholar, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and that's exactly what Syracuse is doing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes Syracuse University the best place for veterans.